Good morning. Oh, just a nice deep breath. What a beautiful sunny day. Really taking some time to notice the beauty, feeling that spaciousness of I don't know, the just the space from busyness. Yes, good morning. Hi, I was just noticing the beautiful sky out of my window and the sun and the green, lots of green. And it made me want to sigh, actually. Really nice, deep, just relaxing into that space, really. So, yeah, nice to see you. Uh, yeah. So, as you arrive, if you pop like you have, that's lovely just to see who's here, because for some weird way you just don't see unless someone comments. But, yeah, welcome to today. So today we're going to have a look at, good morning, how lovely, Petra. We're going to have a look at self-compassion for uncertain times, and obviously with the latest changes, lots of people have got a range of triggers, a range of responses, like I keep hearing and I keep seeing as well, if I've um, walked out or gone out, how much more traffic there is on the road, the speed that people seem to be going at. So I think it's just noticing how the new changes impact that nervous system, how that these changes impact how you meet that inside yourself. So so today we're going to do a body scan, but we're going to do a slightly different body scan today. So we're going to do a compassionate, that's a nice word, I've made a new word, self-compassionate body scan, but we're going to build into that what's called in the self-compassion world a self-compassion break. So I'm going to be a bit creative and see how that works, mixing the two. So good morning, Lucy. Welcome. New to meditation. Good. Welcome. Just there isn't a way to get it wrong. Bringing awareness to how you are. If you've wandered off or you come back, it doesn't really matter. That is the practice, noticing and returning. So it doesn't matter that you're new. We're all new at some point. So okay. So maybe if anybody wants to, just to put in the chat box currently anything that you're responding to around the changes in lockdown. Is there just one word maybe? Could be fear, could be excitement, could be confusion. Just if you're happy to pop a word in, just so I get a sense of how things are for you. That would be great. I mean, for me, I keep switching between the reality that 99.75 chance of not getting it is quite high. But the fear of how many deaths and that small percentage, and that we're going to be back out into, some people are already in it, and that's their jobs, and they've had to overcome that and deal with that in a way that if you're protected, like myself working at home, yeah, it's you're meeting it in a different way. They've had to meet it in an ongoing way, so just aware of that. Yeah, anxiety. Yeah, I work in schools, and I've been working at home, and yeah, I feel anxiety at the thought of returning to a school environment. So, and you're in the thick of it anyway every day. So, yeah, Okay, so let find your if I just sort of while you're getting comfy, so you can choose to lay down for this practice or you can choose to sit up. So whichever you find comfy for you. If you're really tired, I wouldn't lay down because the odds are quite high that you'll fall asleep. So not that that's wrong, but it just means you're missing out on cultivating this practice for yourself. So maybe if you're sitting, getting your posture as comfy as you can, soft shoulders, feeling the feet on the floor. So you might want a blanket. If you've got a blanket around you, you can you might need the soothing touch of the warmth of a blanket. I've got a nice fluffy blanket which I can't reach, but anyway, I've got a nice fluffy blanket, and that's really soothing to touch, comforting for the nervous system. So just a little bit around the definition of self-compassion. We hear it a lot, but in the mindfulness world, we break it down. It's broken down into three parts. So that in this present moment, which is all what meditation, mindfulness meditation is about, being fully aware in this moment, whatever comes, doesn't matter what it is, we welcome, like putting the welcome mat out for whatever arises. So in terms of self-compassion, it's in that moment we might be aware that we're suffering. So we might be aware that we're anxious, or we're a bit worried, or we're feeling tense and can't get rid of the tension. Whatever that suffering is. So we've all got a moment that we can touch within this practice to cultivate it. So the next stage of it is awareness that we're not alone. This self-compassion for me is quite liberating because we're taught to privatize our pain. It's about something wrong with us. We're quite flawed, but actually this is common humanity. Whatever we're feeling, we can be absolutely 1000% sure that lots and lots of other people have or do have that experience, so have had. And then the next stage of that is we're offering ourselves kindness, that friendly attention to our suffering, that friendly, we've done stuff in these sessions before around, mindful, soothing touch is a much nicer way to describe it, but that conscious cultivation of being kind, being compassionate to our experience. So, and it's not natural for many of us. Lots of us have felt or can feel it's a bit indulgent, or a bit selfish, or we should really be worrying about other people, but we can't pour from an empty cup. So if we fill our own cup, then we can help other people. So it's about thinking about how you might treat a friend, and looking at why not treat ourselves like a good friend, and just see what happens. So today, have a little practice and see how this practice works for you. And if you meet resistance, just bring kindness to that resistance. So, we'll always be able to bring kindness to something. So if we're feeling tense and it doesn't feel very nice, we just bring that, that warm, friendly attention. And another thing that I find useful, I don't know if you are able to see what I'm doing. I have to try and get my hand in the picture. So this bit of the tensed fist is the suffering, the tension, the tightness. And this is the compassion and the kindness, and we're just holding it. We're just bringing that, we're supporting it, and eventually it might soften a little. It might tense again, but it might soften. And that is what we're doing. We're cultivating that friendly, loving connection with ourselves, being our own best friend. Okay, so I'm assuming you're all comfy where you need to be. And if you prefer to close your eyes, that can help you settle inwards. But like always, we look after ourselves. So if at any point the experience is too intense, that's fine. You just either open your eyes and look around for a second and then close your eyes and come back. So we can also use touch. We can also put our hands on our heart or our tummy or our belly, you know. Okay. So settling into gravity. Feeling the weight of the body. Feeling the connection on the surface that you're lying or sitting. What does sitting or lying feel like? So it might be a dense weight. Might be just a feeling of fullness in the feet or the back or the bottom. So there is no failure. There is only awareness. Awareness that we've wandered and awareness that we've brought ourselves back. So we're going to work through the body from the feet up through to the head. So all we're doing is like a little torch. Our awareness is like a soft light moving through each bit of the body. So feeling the toes. So it's normal for the head to want to label and judge. We just feel. Just notice. Moving through the soles of the feet. Maybe tingling, maybe pressure. Moving up, round through the feet, deep in the heart of the feet. And feeling the skin on the top of the feet, the width of the feet. So what bodily sensations do you feel in the ankles and the heels? So it's a very, very light attention, a kind attention, appreciating our amazing feet that carry us, keep us steady, keep us grounded. Moving up through the shins and the calves. So we're approaching our body with loving kindness, with a curiosity. So if we notice tension, tightness, it's not something to give ourselves a little slap for. It's, tension. And just bring in some kind warmth, some love. And up through the knees, deep in the knees. So there's nothing more to do than to be present with whatever you find. Up through the shin, through the thigh bones, all the skin around the thighs, the muscle, our wonderful legs. Thank you. So as we move through the body, connecting the feet, up through the shins and the calves, through the knees, through the thighs, So we're not looking for anything special. We don't have to be anywhere else other than exactly as you are in this moment. And feeling the pressure if you're sitting, or the pressure on your bottom as you're lying. What does that felt sense of connection, that contact, feel like? Can you get close to that felt sensation? We don't even have to name it, we just have to feel it. Through the hips, and feeling up through the spine. Just that felt sense of the spine against the chair or the surface of lying. And perhaps noticing how the pressure of the back changes. You may feel a slight rise and fall of the pressure of the back. So the parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest, that calms and soothes, is felt in the back. And it's very subtle. You may not feel a big movement, and you may not feel anything, and that's okay. So spreading your awareness to the whole of the back, right up into the top of the shoulders, right to the edges of the sides of the body, the width of the back, the length of the back, the depth of the back. Appreciating the spine that does hold the head up. It joins the lower legs, the lower half of the body to the top. We appreciate it most if we ever hurt it or we have back issues. That wonderful back, even if it's flawed in the judgments you may have of it. A wonderful back, wonderful spine, that wonderful nervous system guides the body. And sliding round the body to the lower belly. And maybe if you feel you choose to pop your hands on your belly, maybe just giving it a little rub. All that digestion, the seat of our emotions. Our gut instinct, our intuition, our place of knowing. And maybe moving up into all the solar plexus and the ribs. And if you choose, giving that area a little rub. All them wonderful organs instinctively working to keep you as well as you can be, even if it's not exactly as you wish to be. It's doing always millions and trillions of things to keep you alive and well, and happy, healthy. moving up to the heart and the chest area. And again, connecting with that felt contact of the hands if you choose. Noticing the rise and the fall of the breath throughout the whole of the front of the body, actually. The breath is the complete present moment, the only place that our life arises, this moment. The past is not here, only in memories and replays. And the future is not here, only in that false evidence appearing real. That's the fear. Bringing really close, friendly attention to your home, your body as your home. No home is the same as anybody else's home, but it's ours, and we can learn to love it. And maybe if you choose to cross your hands across your chest and feel your shoulders, feeling that soothing touch, that being there for you. And maybe moving your hands down the tops of your shoulders, maybe giving it a little squeeze. Notice how making present moment contact with the body affects the breathing. Sometimes it makes you want a deeper breath. Squeezing down their arms and letting the hands rest. Being here completely, undividedly for you. And our amazing hands, our wrists that lift things, that write, that look after us in every way that they can. So allowing the whole of the shoulders and the arms and the hands to just fall away, melt away down into gravity. And the throat, coming up to the throat and the neck and all the shoulders. And just see if it's possible to stay with your natural breath, feeling that natural breath through the shoulders, tops of the shoulders and the neck and the throat. See if you can allow your awareness to follow the whole of your natural in-breath. Maybe noticing the pause at the end of the in-breath. And the whole of the out-breath. See if you can release the tension, the holding down into the earth. And how about the head? If you're lying, feel the weight of the head resting in the pillow, bringing kindness and gentleness to any tension and tightness. And we could go back to the soothing touch of holding round the back of the head if it feels really tense, or you just want to give comfort in this moment. So if the mind has got into stories and planning and its natural habitat that it does, we just bring it back. Wandered, coming back. And then feeling the skull, you can put your hands there if you choose, keeping the shoulders soft if you are making contact with the top of the head, keeping the tongue soft and the jaw soft. So making contact with maybe putting your hand on the front of the forehead and the top of the head. We're making close contact with the feeling of the hands on the skin, on the hair. Self-compassion, offering ourselves that kindness, that present moment, awareness, maybe all down the front of your face. Maybe feeling like a nice warm flannel on your face. I'm going to read a little something and then we're going to move straight into the self-compassion break. So staying comfy. I just want to read a little thing around meditation. So it's called Meditation Calming the Mind. Don't meditate to fix yourself, to improve yourself, to redeem yourself. Rather, do it as an act of love, of deep, warm friendship to yourself. In this way, there is no longer any need for the subtle aggression of self-improvement, for the endless guilt of not doing enough. It offers the possibility of an end to the ceaseless round of trying so hard that wraps so many people's lives in a knot. Instead, there is now meditation as an act of love. How endlessly delightful and encouraging. Okay, so this practice that I'm going to do is very brief, but it is something you can do anywhere, anytime, and it includes these 3 stages of self-compassion. So I'd like you to you can either just stay exactly as you are and choose to just be completely relaxed, and my voice takes you to a place that you need to be in, which is an act of compassion too. So you choose whether you want to follow what I'm offering or whether you want to stay where you are. So if there's something in your life at the moment that is a little difficult, that may be causing you stress, so we're not looking at a 10 out of 10, we're looking at something that's a manageable level. So you decide what that, so we don't need to get too complicated, just picking one thing that comes to mind quite quickly. So call that situation to mind. I'll give you a little while to connect with something that is you can work with at the moment. So it can just be someone that's really irritating, or it could be something that you mentioned in your in the comments around fear and anxiety, boredom, but it's something that's causing you a response, a reaction actually. So call the situation to mind and see if you can actually feel where that stress or emotional discomfort sits in your body. So for me, if it's anxiety, it's often in my chest. So you can choose to again do the soothing touch as part of the practice. So we go through the stages. So saying to yourself, noticing that and saying, this is a moment of suffering. So we're directly naming that we're suffering. If we're not naming it, then we're pushing it away. We're getting rid of it. And in self-compassion, we're not indulging, as in that we're getting lost in it, and we're not pushing it away. We're actually giving it a little bit of centre stage with kindness to say, yep, that is what the mindfulness aspect of this is. Noticing this is a moment of suffering. So you might also say words that this hurts, or this is stress, I don't like it. So we're not going into the story, we're just naming and noticing. So just be with that with yourself for a little while. In this moment, how it is. And then whilst we're noticing that suffering, that difficulty, that struggle, we're also in that centre stage. We're going to give it a real noticing that suffering is a part of life. That is, we love, we have joy, we have suffering. So with self-compassion, we're really giving it some recognition that we're not alone. This is common humanity. This pandemic is global. It's affecting us all in different ways. We're noticing I'm not alone, really feeling other people feel this way too. So the head doesn't have to do that. It does enough work for us. We're listening to our gut. We're feeling, offering a loving space for, we're not alone. That's just a story that we're alone. Feels real, but it's a story. So if you haven't got your hands on your heart, see if you want to try with the warmth of your hands and the gentle touch of your hands you're not just offering attention, you're offering loving attention, like you would a friend, if we could touch. So we've acknowledged we're suffering, or it's difficult. We're acknowledging we're not alone. And we're now, the third aspect of self-compassion is that we don't just notice, we actually offer ourselves, we find kindness for ourselves. So in light of what you are looking at, ask yourself, what do I need to hear right now to express kindness to myself? Is there a word or a phrase that you could offer yourself, genuinely offering up? And if it gets difficult, do take your awareness to your hands or to your feet, or open your eyes. A few deep breaths and then coming back, noticing. What words do I need to hear right now? So that could be, may I give myself the compassion that I need right now? And this may feel odd and weird if you're not used to doing this, but just like a pebble in a pond, you're offering that in, popping it in the pond, and the ripples come through the body. Words have energy. They can destroy or they can feed. We're looking to feed our heart, our gut, giving ourselves space. So it might be, may I accept myself as I am. Or may I be strong. So we just say this silently to ourselves. But you will have your own words, your own phrases. What do you need to hear right now? And you can offer it right now. I trust my body to look after me. I know how to stay safe. You might feel that whilst offering some words to yourself, you may want to offer some words to others that you're concerned and worried about at the moment. We're going to gently let this go, letting go that focus and attention inwards, and just coming to the edges of the whole of the body, the width of the body, the length of the body, the depth of the body, the nourishing breath, and sounds, noticing the sounds. And when it feels right for you, moving up to sitting if you're lying, if you choose. You might want to stay there. So I'm going to read a poem which is called Imperfection. I am falling in love with my imperfections. The way I never get the sink really clean, forget to check my oil, lose my car in parking lots, miss appointments I've written down. I'm just a little late. I'm learning to love the small bumps on my face, the big bump on my nose, my hairless scalp, chipped nail polish, toes that overlap. Learning to love the open-ended mystery of not knowing why. I'm learning to fail, to make lists, use my time wisely, read the books I should. Instead, I practice inconsistency, irrationality, forgetfulness. Probably I should hang my clothes neatly in the closet, all the shirts together, then the pants, send Christmas cards, or better yet, a letter telling of my perfect family. but I'd rather waste time listening to the rain or lying underneath my cat learning to purr. I used to fill every moment with something I could cross off later. Perfect was the laundry done and folded, all my papers graded, the whole truth and nothing but. Now, the empty mind is what I seek, the formless shape, the strange off-centre, sometimes fictional me. So, I hope that that's cultivated a little more self-compassion for you and your wonderful body. We're building that bridge between the mind, the body, our well-being. So if you're happy to share a word or two of how that's been helpful for you, then please do. I forgot that I was off from next Friday, so I've decided, in the heart of self-compassion, to take the next 2 Sundays off, which I'm quite excited about. So much as I love coming doing this, so if you'd like to see more after that, I'd like you to message me and say what would be important for you for me to do. That would be absolutely wonderful. So lovely to be with you, and yeah. I'll just wait a few secs. Love the poem, yeah. Which one? Which one did you love? The imperfection or calming the mind? Well, I hope that that was good, Lucy, as the first time. I hope it's been helpful for all of you, and I'll end here. Take good care, stay safe, and let me know what you would like for future sessions, because I'm questioning how I'm going to do that. So your input will be helpful for me. Thank you. Love the second poem, Imperfection. Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Do you want me to post them? Shall I post them on the site? Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, guys, take great care and stay safe, and your body knows just what to do. Take care. See you again. Bye.